country located at the southeastern end of the Caribbean Sea. Included in Grenada are 6 smaller islands. In mid-October, a bizarre series of events on the tiny Caribbean island of Grenada, including the summary execution of the Prime Minister, raised the sudden possibility of American intervention there. Leader of the general strike, Eric Gary, was a part of the Yay British government who formed his own political party. Gary dominated Grenada for a quarter century and then led it to independence in 1974. In the 1970s, a group of young visionaries met in St. George's and formed the New Jewel movement and began campaigning against Gary. Maurice Bishop was a leader of the New Jewel movement before he was elected into British Parliament. Chord was Bishop's deputy. They disagreed on most of their beliefs. However, the people liked Bishop better. Chord instructed his men to find Bishop and any of his followers and kill them. The remains of their national leaders lay scattered around the courtyard. On Friday afternoon of October 21st, 1983, Ronald Reagan issued a national security decision directive authorizing military commanders to prepare options for possible action in Grenada.
To proceed with a full-scale invasion of Grenada, the United States needed a fig leaf of legality, so officials in Washington decided that the leaders of other Caribbean countries needed to be persuaded to call for an American invasion. A representative flew to Barbados, where 6 Caribbean prime ministers were holding an emergency meeting, and convinced them to request American intervention. Several hundred American students were attending medical school in Grenada, and some officials feared they might require evacuation. A Navy spokesman in Washington assured reporters that the warships would do no more than assist in a possible evacuation. He said, "There are not going to be any landings or anything like that." The next day, Vice President Bush called to report that the Special Situation Group favored an operation that would not only secure American citizens, but restore democratic rule and end Cuban influence. This meant a full-scale invasion and overthrow of Grenada's government. Without hesitation, Reagan agreed. The National Security Council decided to endorse a radical course, the invasion of Grenada and the overthrow of its government. It passed that recommendation up to the next highest body, the Special Situation Group. The USS Guam and 4 other ships had called at Morehead City, North Carolina, to take aboard the 22nd Marine Amphibious Unit. At its heart was an 822-man landing team, fully equipped with 50 caliber machine guns, anti-tank weapons, grenade launchers, 52 jeeps, and a complement of assault and transport helicopters. President Reagan had ordered that the Marines invade Grenada and overthrow its government. The force about the USS Guam would lead the assault. Reagan signed a more detailed copy of his decision directive and gave the operation the go-ahead. While the USS Guam and her task force headed for Grenada, American diplomats looked for ways to make their invasion seem legal. They turned to a 7-member organization of the Eastern Caribbean states. The organization privately gave America the request for the intervention that it sought.
In the end, America ended up taking over Grenada.